Well, good evening, everyone out there in YouTube land and Facebook land. It's nice to see you guys again. And I'm just going to share the show, and hopefully, a few more people will come and join along, and we'll do some live readings tonight. So, I have Sally. I stepped on her, getting myself in here. I have a rug, and it has black spots on it. She lays on the rug on the black spot, right on it, and she looks like part of the rug. And then I don't see her and I step on her. I always feel bad. You poor cat. But yes, she'll be okay. She took off. So tonight we're doing live tarot reading. Let's see. The phone. My phone's acting up. I'm having a bad time with the phone. I cracked the screen and now it's just not acting right, let's say. And I think I need a new phone. But I'm going to try to share out the show so that at least somebody will come in and maybe get a reading. Hey, people are showing up. How you doing? Hey, Joanne. Nice. Apple spirits. All right. I wish I did have some apple spirits at this moment. I guess I do have some apple stuff. Apple pucker and apple vodka. We made apple teenies and they were delish. So, yeah, I know, right? I wish I'd have mixed some up before I started, but I got a little thing of water. That's about all I got right now. But, after the podcast, I might just have to go and mix up one of them apple teenies. I think I even have apple juice. Yummy. So anyway, apple teenies after the show, and I'm gonna try and share the show on my crappy phone. Oh my god, it's terrible. It won't even move, and it's doing all kinds of stuff I'm not even wanting it to do. It's going kooky, and yeah, I'm just. Oh, my phone's not an Apple. No, it's a crappy phone. I've had it for like 2 years, and I thought once before I had cracked the screen, but no, it was the screen protector. Well, this time it wasn't the screen protector. It was the actual screen, and yeah, it wasn't too good. So anyway, I may have to share the show in a different fashion, or just ask you guys out there if you would be willing to share my show to your groups, or just share it around, and we'll get things going so people can come and get a reading. So would you like a reading today, Joanne? I'd be glad to do one for you if you'd like. I am I'm kind of getting frustrated with the darn phone. This is going to have to be dealt with soon. I just don't think I can work with this darn thing. It just isn't going to want to work. It's terrible. And so anyway, okay, let's just do a reading for Joanne. And then, we'll try maybe later to do something with this darn phone. Maybe I can get Meredith to share the show for me. Let's just clear that. Yeah, I don't even. That's good. It's 9/11. Imagine that. I'm having trouble with my phone. I'm like, SOS. And it's 9/11. Oh dear. Okay, well, that's interesting. The universe sends us signals all the time. It's like, do we know how to read them? Sometimes, but not always. And so that's why I like to read cards for you guys. So maybe, the universe will send some more clear cut answers, because that's always helpful. If you don't understand what the message is trying to say, it's hard to interpret. So anyway, we'll set the box down there. Oh. Alrighty. And then I was gonna grab my little thing that I can set stuff on. That's okay. We'll set it over here. I got plenty of room. I got a whole couch here. So yeah, we're gonna get it. Alrighty. And I brought my little friend, Bernard, Bernie Bear. Anyway, I'm going to sit over here with me. I'm like a big kid in a lot of ways. And I just enjoy, feeding my inner child. And I have teddy bears on my bed still, and I have bubbles around, and playground swings. I grab the cat and we go swing because I take care of my inner child, and I give it what it needs to be joyous, because that's where a lot of our joy comes from. I think is feeding our inner child, because we see things through the eyes of a child then, and a little bit more innocent maybe, I don't know, but anyway, it's still fun, and those little it's like a paddle, but it's got Velcro on it. And the ball is like soft, the fuzzy part. And so you throw it and it sticks to the mitt thing. Oh gosh, we have fun with that in the house, because, it pretty much sticks to the mitt. So you're not like getting out of hand in the house with balls and stuff. So hello, Carlos. How are you today? Would you care for a reading after Joanne? We're doing one card readings today. Did you have a question in mind, Joanne, like a yes/no question that perhaps we could answer for you? Or was there anything that's like on your mind that maybe you'd like to try and have an answer to? Brother and sister, we act like a bunch of kids and laugh and tease. Oh, that's nice, though. It's fun. And that camaraderie reminds you of when you were a child, and I think it deepens the bond between siblings. So it's a good thing. And I think anytime that you have that lighthearted type of relationship with people, and, you can just laugh and joke and just, get all giddy and stuff, I think it's good for you. Walking again. Okay, you're having a surgery. So you'd like to know, will you be walking again? And so we'll take that as a yes, no. And it doesn't matter, whether or not the card says yes or no. It doesn't mean that you can't change whatever the outcome is. Based on your actions and your intentions, you can change, the outcome. But sometimes if you stay on the same path that you're on, then that will be, the deciding factor. You may have to change something that you're doing to avoid having that outcome. So we'll just cut them. And then, I should have my glasses. Sorry. I really have a hard time reading stuff without them. And I did have a pair in there. Good deal. All right. So this is fun. And I'm going to cut them 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to pick them up 1, 2, 3. And the card I'm feeling I'm going to cut is this one right here. And it is the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Let's see. The 6 of Wands. I think it's a positive card. I think that harmony. Let's see. Yes, I think that it is an overall positive card. So I would say yes. And it's like, celebrating your victories and things like that. So I think that, yes, you're going to come out of this okay. And I think that, yes, you will be victorious. You probably have to work really hard to get there, but, you'll be celebrating your triumph, I think. Okay? All right. So then we'll go on to Carlos. And his question was, let's see. Did Carolina and Enrique were alone together in her house? She was my girlfriend. Oh, so you'd like to know if... Oh, you're welcome, Joanne. Good luck to you. I hope everything comes out just fine for you. I'm sure it will. So just, pay attention when you're, if you're having a surgery, you don't want to smoke cigarettes. That's terrible. It hinders your circulation and your healing. And you want to eat the best diet that you can. Lots of, fresh fruits and vegetables and protein. And then, try and avoid carbs because bacteria feed on sugar. Hip surgery, yeah. That's pretty serious. And bacteria will, they feed on sugars. So try to avoid, sweets, refined sugars, lots of carbs, try and, get a lot of protein that'll help with healing and stuff and your cell structure, and fresh fruits and vegetables every time that they have the vitamins necessary for us to heal and be well again. And as usual, plenty of agua. So yeah, be sure you drink plenty of water all the time and keep yourself hydrated. It's hell when you get dehydrated. So, okay. So we're going to, Carlos, we're going to see, did she go to Enrique's house when she was your girlfriend? And it might have been just a chat between friends. You don't know for sure. All right. Now a card just jumped out of the deck at me. So I'm going to pick it up. And that's the card we're going to read because one card jumped out at me. And when that happens, I always pay attention to it. So it's the Two of Pentacles. And it would kind of indicate like a juggling maybe of, usually finances, but, she may have been juggling paramours. I'm not sure, but we're going to take a look here. So it would indicate harmony, it says. Let's see. Balancing a personal life. Okay, here. Balancing a relationship with your schedule can get off track. Enjoy your romance, but make sure you're taking time for everything and everyone else. You may soon face a choice between two relationships or realize that juggling multiple partners is causing you to neglect your responsibilities. Strive for balance while you enjoy your romantic life. So there you go on that one. But let's see. I got one more thing I'm going to look at with this one and see if it tells me more on this. Let's see. Wands. Swords. Cups. So it's back here. Alrighty. So 8. I think it's this way. That's wands. Okay. So it says about the two, no, that's the king. 2 of Pentacles is, let's see, clear. Okay, so no clear answer provided by the presence of this card. So I think it's just still a mystery to the universe. Or maybe it's just something that maybe it doesn't want to be revealed at this time to you. So I would say, don't worry about it. If she's not your girlfriend now, I would just let it go. If she was at Enrique's house, I would just let it go because it's the past and you have to let go of the past. And the full moon right now is a good time to do stuff like that. And you can just write down on a piece of paper, I forgive you and I release you into the universe. And just let them go. If she's not currently your girlfriend, don't let it bother you now. Go move on. Be happy and have a nice romance. So there you go, Carlos. And then Amy. Hi, Amy. Yes, Amy, you sure can. And Kelly, you'll be right after that. So Amy, I'm going to think about you and we're going to see. Did you have a question, Amy? Yes or no question would be probably the best. Because that's, a lot of times you'll get like just a yes or no answer. It's like doing the pendulum, if you're using a pendulum for divination, you ask just yes or no questions usually, and it'll tell you, yes or no. I found out you're actually communicating with your higher self when you're doing the pendulum, and I thought that was really interesting. I guess it okay. Money doing okay. All right, well, let's check it out. And so then Amy wants to know, oh, there goes the card. It's funny how they just jump out at you sometimes, literally they jump out. Oh, this has been 3 here. Let's see what this what story this tells. Okay, so it's Cups, Swords, and the King of Wands. Okay, so let's see. So the 10 of Cups would suggest like a happy home life, and then the let's see, kind of the King of Wands. I think he is a significant character here. And if I can find him, here he is, right here. Here's the King of Wands, and he says that he signifies power and authority, and he signifies that connection to passion, action, and leadership. And while his place in the soul of Wands connects him to fire. Okay. So anyway, finances. Let's see here. This card shows that you're an entrepreneur or taking initiative and making fierce first moves towards a goal. You may find yourself leading a team and having support in the workplace. Let's see. I should probably have more light, but oh well. Money, job, career, yeah. So let's see. Remain true to your natural integrity, and since many people trust your strength and skills, this card indicates you are making tremendous progress in your career or leveling up your existing business. So there you go. Things sound good, with money, not too shabby. I think you can, expect that people will, find you ingenious at work, and that they'll want to collaborate with you, and that your goals are going to start to be met. So will I win money? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be a win on the money. I think it's going to be a work on the money. I think you're if you stick with your career and you are responsible at work and do like work with other people and collaborate, I think things are going to go good. So I think it's going to be a work for the money, not win the money. Sorry, honey. So I think, it kind of sounds like a positive thing. Let me check this one though. The 5 of Swords. That one always kind of I don't. This one. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see. You may find yourself arguing with coworkers or coping with open hostility. Have you been coping with open hostility, like at your current job? and then you're working under a difficult coworker who devalues you. Have you experienced that, Amy? I'm curious now, because this is one of the ones that jumped out of the deck too. I had 3 that jumped out. So let's see. Know when it's time to walk away from an environment that's toxic, or a project that has that cannot be salvaged peacefully. Listen listen to your intuition, and let that guide you away from toxic people or a toxic workplace. So I don't know. Really be sure that that this job is something that you want. Really look into it, and then be sure that if you are signing contracts, that you read them thoroughly, and you know what the bottom line is with everything. A lot of times people don't take the time to really read it, and people will sneak stuff in on you if they can. So anytime you're taking on a new career or something, just make sure that it is really what you want, and go with God. Sometimes you just have to jump into. And when coworkers are difficult, just try and be as courteous and helpful as you can be. And a lot of times, the nicer you are, the harder it is for them to be super crappy to you. So, just be nice and be yourself, and be, helpful, and hopefully people will see that you're a shining star. So there you go, Amy. Best of luck to you. And then now we got Kelly. Kelly, did you have a question today for the universe? and like a yes/no question would be good. I'm just shuffling away. I'm shuffling. No. You have no question? Well, if you have no question, then let's do this. I broke out my oracle cards too. And let's do an oracle card. What did I do with them? Oh, I think, no, they're not here. They're over here. Excuse me. I'm a little choked up. I have to make sure the draft on the fireplace is going the right way. So anyway, I have these Sacred Earth Oracle cards. They're pretty good. They're very pretty, and they have good messages. So I'm gonna just kind of shuffle them around, and we'll give you some inspiration to go forth in this full moon. This is the last full moon of 2022, guys. So get out and enjoy it. Okay. We'll draw a card for you, Annette, right after I do an oracle card for Kelly. All right, Kelly, here we go. I'm honing in on Kelly. I'm thinking about her. And I'm going to pull this card. And it is, there we go. It is solution, I think is what it says. I believe it says, nope, it says motion. Motion. Okay. So motion is the word. And that would indicate that, okay. Let's see. I think I may have to, turn towards the camera a bit more. So, glasses. That's what I was missing. I was missing the glasses. No wonder I couldn't see it. All right. Paulie, I couldn't see a thing, and it's because I didn't have my glasses on. There we go. All righty. So, motion, cause and effect. Know what you want for the future and act accordingly. Be aware of the forces influencing your decisions. A spoke in the wheel in a minor is a minor setback, not a disaster. Deal with it quickly and move on. Shifting a single limiting belief will release a flood of creativity, insight, and confidence. Replace hoping for change with acting for change. You have the power to free yourself from the lingering sense of guilt and fear that is holding you back. You can you can choose to let go, or you can hold on. This card encourages you to release the blocks in your otherwise divine plans and be free. Remove the debris of doubt and be moved to hope as love and clarity flow within you once more. Everything is in constant motion. Countless continents and mountains are all moving. Some things move much faster than others, and movement can be imperceptible. Our planet is moving, so even as we sit still, we are changing our position in space, and all that movement has a cause. Every movement is caused by another, going all the way back to the first movement, the very first act at the point of creation. Motion is predictable and largely mechanical. Seeing a goal or a dream in motion is not a mysterious undertaking. It is mechanical. It requires action. The act of study moves ignorance to knowledge. A first attempt brings you closer to achievement. An act of love moves chaos to harmony. Newton's first law of motion states that every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change in state by the action of an external force. Likewise, people rarely change course unless compelled to do so by something outside of themselves. Knowing your underlying motives, the forces that compel you, can predict your direction, but it is your actions that take you there. Motion. You have to get in motion to make things happen. And you can't, be still or you're stagnant, the whole laws of motion is fun. We did a bunch of experiments in physics and stuff. Pushing cars around the parking lot and stuff to test laws of motion. But anyway, it's self-doubt. You really have to get that out of your head because it'll just, you don't trust your intuition when you have self-doubt, and that's the worst thing that you can do. You don't believe in yourself when you have self-doubt. You don't think that you're great when you have self-doubt. And you really have to be confident that you are great and that you are, ready for anything. And that life, you're going to just get out there and kick its ass. So go kick ass, Kelly. I think you can. So, I hope that helps you. And let's see what we got here for, I think, you're welcome, Kelly. Annette is next. So kick some butt, girl. There you go. So Annette is next. And I'm going to get back to these cards here. And I'm going to shuffle and think about Annette. Did you have a question, Annette? I can't... the paperwork going to be signed favorable. So yes, it's going to be, or no, it's not going to be. So that'll be your yes, no here. And so we're just going to draw a card. And unless one just happens to pop out at me, sometimes they do. And I kind of always listen to the universe. It's like, well, they popped that card out at me for a reason. Oh, this one's trying to pop out, but it didn't actually. So I'll put it back in. Oh, yeah. So, well, it's been a heck of a week already, and it's just Monday. But, it's been good. It's pretty quiet here at Mayhem Manor. And I did a few Christmas things, put some lights on the couch and stuff like that. So, but no, it's fun. The cats, I got to kind of be careful because Sally's still a kitten, and she She's a little pistol. She, you listen to the universe, I'll listen to you. Okay. Alrighty. So anyway, I'm going to cut them then. 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm going to pick them up like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we're just going to. Okay. 10 of Wands. So let's check that out. 10 of Wands is our card. And let's see what that's going to tell us here. The 10. Oh, the 10. Oh, just a second here. It is, that's not that. That's not it. There it is. All right. So, glasses. There they are. They're black and I couldn't see them. Oh, golly. Okay. All right. Get the glasses on. All righty. So, complete cycle. So, well, let's see. We'll go with career and money. You've been taking on too many tasks, it says, at work and are experiencing burnout. Ask for help and establish boundaries. And since you are reaching the end of a big project or assignment that has stretched you to your limits, you'll be able to rest soon. So that's good. Rest is always good. And let's see. Then, and let's see. When have you been taking too many? Okay, so have you been like overloading yourself with stuff, like responsibilities and stuff? I know it's the holidays and everybody, takes on a lot of stuff. Family things and kids and this and that and holiday parties and stuff. And just I think what the universe wants to say is that you should just, set boundaries and not take on too many things so that you are so tired you can't enjoy it. And let's see, where's the other one here? Let's see what it would indicate yes or no here on the papers. That's the 10 of Wands. Let's see. Pentacles. Cups. Okay. Cups. Swords. But no, it was Wands. All right. 10 of Wands. Knight, page 10. All right. So with an overall negative tone, the answer is no, it says. So I would say maybe the paperwork will not be, something that you're maybe be in your favor. But since you got a heads up on that, maybe you can turn the tide on it and, make some changes and do some things that can, change the outcome of that. So, oh, you've been building your own she shed out of pallets. Oh my God, you're so great. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, I have a she shop. It's like 30 by 50 feet. It holds it. I could park a tour bus in it. It's so big. And, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And, I have a lot of stuff out there and I do projects. I'm building, a rock tumbler right now. Wow. Well, you go, girl. Get out there and do stuff. 63 with a bad back and doing it. Well, I'm 57 with fibromyalgia and I do all kinds of stuff, because I'm right now, because I got the fireplace going, I've been splitting wood. So, I'm down there 3, 4, 5 times a day splitting wood. So yeah, and I have fibromyalgia. So just keep hanging in there, keep doing stuff, because it's when you stop doing stuff that you can't do stuff anymore. So never stop, if it hurts, work through it, and eventually you'll get to a place where you just don't care anymore. So, but yeah, just keep hanging in there and keep doing stuff. You're doing great. And then um, Natalie, uh, uh, Benwell, if we wouldn't do it, who would? Yeah, right. I know it. Yeah. Yeah, if you give in, then you're giving up. That's true. And you just can't do that because then you're not living. Life is exciting if you're really living it. And, building your own stuff, that's fun. That's exciting. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and, just that point of pride. Hey, I built that. It's great. I'm happy for you that you're doing that. So. Oh, thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. Natalie says my hat's cute. Thank you very much. I got it from a friend of mine. It even has like a little net on the back. It's kind of like a English, like a little riding hat. So I had the riding boots on and the coat. Looked like I was getting ready to go. Steeplechasing. I don't know if I could ride like that anymore because it's been a while. I drove horse and carriage for a while, so I haven't. Getting ready to go take the net off and then be a Frosty the Snowman hat. Yeah. We don't have any snow here, thank God. I'm kind of hoping that it holds off and as long as possible. I'm just really not down with it. And winter is not my favorite season. And winter in Iowa is especially not my favorite season. It's like, yeah, it's terrible. It's just so cold outside. And, you can't even like stick your head out the door without having to have some gloves on or something. Oh my God. Yeah. Alabama since 97. Holy crap. Yeah. It's nice there. It's not super, it's not super Africa hot in the winter, but it's not bad. It's not like here and where it's like 20-30 degrees. Yes, you sure may. Shayna, love, you may ask a question, so please do, and I will deal a card for you and see what answer we can come up with for you. So shoot whenever you're ready. And we'll check it out. Sally. I love my little cat. She is so soft. She's just, like silk. Will I ever be a mom soon? Well, let's check it out. And yes, Natalie, after I'm done with Shayna's question, I would be glad to field that for you. So she'd like to know if she's going to be a mom soon. Oh, card just jumped out at me. Let's check it out. So 2 of Pentacles would indicate what? Let's see. Cups, keep going this way. Okay. And it's the 2, so it's back here. Oops. 2. Oh, wait, we got another one. No, wait, that's it. Okay, never mind. So 2. Well, it says there's no clear answer to with the presence of this card. So it's not necessarily yes or no. It's just no clear answer. So let's check in here too. Oops, got too far. 2 of Pentacles. So maybe let's see. In your love and romance, it says balancing a relationship. Okay, well, we kind of went through this before. So strive for balance in your relationship and just, if just enjoy, being together and just, do the things that I'll tell you what happened for me. My ex and I, we had, just kind of thrown caution to the wind and thought, well, if we have a child, that'll be fine. And, whatever happens, happens. And I didn't get pregnant until we got a puppy. and I got pregnant right away after I got the puppy. So that's all I can say. The puppy triggered some sort of mothering in me and fathering in him. And it didn't take long, and I was with child. So, and she's now 21 and off at college. So, and I love her dearly. So, yep, there you go. Go get you a little puppy and love it like you're its mother. And, and I think maybe, it wouldn't take long. And have fun, that's the best time is when you don't care, and you just have at it and have fun. So enjoy each other, and good luck to you. I'm sure that the puppy will help out. All right. So anyway, we'll go on to the Natalie's question. Or do you have a question, Natalie, that you would like to ask the universe? Because really, I feel like, it is the universe sending these messages, that, for you people out there. And, I'm just kind of a conduit, and I interpret those messages. And I try to be as helpful as I can so that you guys can have better lives. That's what it's all about, helping people. How does Mouse feel? Oh, is Mouse someone in your life, a boyfriend or a friend, or someone that you're interested in? It's kind of a really more yes, no. You could say, does he care for me? Does he want to have a relationship with me? Those would be like yes, no kind of things. So, can you phrase it in the form of a yes, no question, please? Yeah, how does he feel about you is a little too broad because, well, I don't know, maybe we'll. Oh, you like him. Oh, he's a friend and you like him, and he's a guy. Okay. And you want to know, does he like me? Okay. Let's see. You're looking to see if he likes you, and that this could maybe go further than just friendship. So let's see. I'm going to do this. Cut that. I cut there and there. And then I'm going to pick this one, that one, that one. And then, all right, Natalie, does he like you? What's not to like, really, I'm saying. And that's, I think, a lot of it, too, is, so we got the Six of Pentacles. So let's see what that says. I think the first thing that you have to do is you have to like yourself. I think you have to, embrace all the parts of yourself, even that you might not like as well as others. Enhance the parts of you that you do love, and try to at least embrace and accept the parts of you that you don't love. So, that interior work, loving yourself, is really important if you want someone else to love you. If you don't love yourself and you treat yourself as though you don't love yourself, they're going to look at you and go, no, she doesn't love herself. What's there to love? They're not going to see it because you don't see it. And so I think the first person that you need to fall in love with is yourself. And then I'm sure other things will happen for you. But let's see what we got here with the, we got the Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles, and it's back here. Let's see. It's on the last page, I think. Nope, the second to the last. Okay. So, let's see. Means success, prosperity, and generosity. It suggests financially helping others, giving donations, and selfless charity. There's a positive, favorable, and overall sense of good fortune and happy payoff for the future, the answer you seek is most likely yes. So sounds like yes, he does like you. And so I think that maybe, you guys could pursue something more than that. So it would be, maybe something that you should communicate to him, that you do like him, and that, you would be open to having more of a relationship than just friendship, and see what he says. So, because I think that's the best approach, is just be honest about your feelings with the people that you want to, have in your life. And I think, it's a good thing. So love yourself, then others will love you and see how wonderful you are. And just be happy and be generous. You can always, if you're feeling generous tonight, any of you that I've given a reading to, I am accepting donations to my Madam Cash App. So it's not necessary, but if you feel generous this holiday season, I can use the money. A little behind on my property taxes, so I got to catch up on that. But anyway, I'll leave that on there for a little bit, but you guys don't have to. It's just something that you could do if you want. It's helpful. All right, so moving right along. That's funny that you got that, and then I flashed my Cash App. Well, sometimes you got to take opportunities where you see them. All righty. So anyway, then we have, yes, I think he does, Natalie. And then love a reading. Okay, Cindy, and from Kentucky. All right. My grandmother was born in Fordsville, Kentucky. So I don't know how close you are to Fordsville. So, but anyways, that's where my people are from. Yeah. And then I had an uncle that was Jockey of the Year in like 1911. So he was in Kentucky for, races and things, horses, it's all about the thoroughbreds. But yeah, that's nice. I would love to go work on a thoroughbred farm in Kentucky. That'd be so fun. Yes, Izzy, I would do that for you. Not a problem. And then, so Cindy, was there a question that you had for, you didn't know what to ask? Okay. So let's just see what the universe would like to tell you. And is there some message that she needs to know that would be helpful for her going forward? And I got the Chariot. So let's check that out. The Chariot would indicate, it's in the major arcana. There we go. It would be embarking on an important journey, or moving toward the next level of your life, or your life goals. Okay, Chariot asked you to have clear intention, focus, and plan for action. Sheer determination alone isn't enough to propel you toward success. Build a solid foundation, create structure, and both are necessary steps before you can make a big decision. If you're not sure what to tackle right now, listen to your intuition to guide you toward the next action step. And then it's things are going good in a relationship, but create a foundation and establish plans before taking the relationship to the next level. And then also, let's see, it just basically this card says to you, stop, make a plan, and then move forward, because you'll find more success that way. So I think that's just the basic message to this card. So if you've been in a hurry, just stop and plan. So I think that's good. All right. So that's what I got for you, Cindy. Hope that helps you. And then let's see. Izzy. Yes, I can read your cards right now. So Izzy, I'm going to shuffle them just a bit here. And There we go. I have restless legs, so if I seem a little fidgety, you're welcome, Cindy. It's because I am fidgety. I I have restless leg, and after about an hour or so, I kind of get, to where I can't sit still. Yeah, it's terrible at night too. My grandma had it. Oh, so bad. It was. I felt sorry for her. She'd get up in the night and she just kind of rub her legs and do this number. And yeah, she just had it bad. And back then they didn't have any kind of medication for her and stuff, so I felt bad for her up all night, rubbing her legs. Ugh. So anyway, yes, go ahead, Izzy, and yep, you can. Yeah, before I do the reading, you can ask a question, and then that way we'll get you maybe like a yes/no answer. So formulate your question in the form of a yes/no question. Want to know if my new film will be a success? Oh, from Brazil. Okay. Oh, that's Ruben. Okay, so Ruben, will get to you right after we have Izzy's advice from the universe. Yes, and you can ask your question. You can tell me the question if you like, or you can hold off on the question. It's not a big deal, but think of the question in your own head, and we'll see what the universe is trying to say. All right. So I'm just gonna cut. Where am I gonna cut? Right here. Okay. I don't know what your question was, but if it's involving love, yeah, it might be a little rocky. So, but the 3, it might just be heartbreak. If the woman I'm talking to is talking to another guy, she likes another one, and how she feels. She's been acting. She don't call me like she was calling me. Okay. Well, here's the card. Here's the card you got, guy. So there you go. So I think that that's probably going to be the sort of relationship that you'll move on from. And when you do, take the time to heal from that, and gain perspective before you move on to another one. And then let's see. Oh, you're apparently to embrace and acknowledge heartbreaking truths and the plan and let's see, and the pain surrounding them. So it may be related to a current situation or something in your past. If you open your heart and mind, your intuition will guide you toward the meaning of the 3 of Swords. Accept your emotions with compassion. Take this opportunity to release and heal. Everything that exits your life creates space for something better suited to your current path. So when people leave your life, it's like, let them go. It's okay. There's something other than that is out there for you. And if you keep holding on to something that really isn't a positive thing for you, it'll just, be destructive. So, I would say you'll have to decide whether or not, that should end. But if it does, just be kind to yourself, accept it, and move on. So, then let's see. I hope that's helpful to you, Izzy. And then Rubens wants to know if his new film will be a success in Brazil. So let's see here. He's looking for, is he going to have success with his film? What type of film is it that you made? Rubens? You want to plug your film? I'll put that on the screen if you give me your. Is it like a horror film, or is it a sci-fi or romantic comedy, or? I'd like to do movies myself. I think I could do acting. I was only acting. Not going to work, you saying, or it might not, or will you? I'm saying that it's probably something that's not going to work out. But I don't know all the circumstances. I'm just saying that based on the card that I got for you. With the three of swords, it just tells you to accept heartbreaking truths, no matter what they might be in your life, and to embrace the pain, experience it, and then move on and let go. Oh, it's a romantic comedy. Okay, or romantic-ish. Okay, a love story. So, will his love story do well? Let's see. I'm going to cut there and there, and do like this, and then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to think about Ruben's movie. It's a romantic movie. Is it going to do well in Brazil? And it's the 9 of swords. So let's check that out. 9 of swords. Alrighty. Swords, and it's the 9, and are you worrying? You're anxious, aren't you, about the movie and whether or not it's going to do good? And so I would say worry and financial stress are causing loss of sleep or focus. Deep-seated anxiety about your job or career is absorbing too much of your attention. If if an overwhelming workload is stressing you out, and ask for help without fearing what other people think. So yeah, I mean, if things are stressing you out, with the release of the movie, or if you went over budget or money things, just try to ground, and then try to really just focus on the things at hand and not let anxiety get the best of you. Get plenty of sleep, eat right, drink lots of water, and let the cards fall where they may. Because if the movie's in the can, it's in the can. Just let it go. It's your baby. Just send it out in the world. I hope that helps you, Rubens. If she was someone else, or like someone talking to the person, well, I don't really know. Izzy, I'm not sure if she has been talking to someone else, or if she likes this person. It really didn't say. It just said that you needed to accept heartbreaking truths. So whatever those might be, and I don't know what they are, and you'll have to decide those on yourself. You'll have to just look for the facts of the matter, and ask her. I mean, just stick it out there. Say, are you still in this? Are you still, if I plan my future, are you in it? And if she says no, then you know what you have to do. And I think that it's on you to, find out what you have to do and get your answers. And all I can say is just accept what you find, and live and be well. Okay. And good luck to you. Love is always hard, and it's never cut and dried. And sometimes, even in the most solid relationships, you'll have rocky times, that you'll have to get through, and, just try to continue to love each other through it. And it's not always easy, and I'm sorry if you feel I didn't answer your question fully. Sometimes I don't see anything. And if I'm not, being shown those things, it's because it's just to be veiled, and for you to decide. So meaning is to accept her heartbreaking or mine. Well, yeah. If she if it's heartbreaking, and it's up to you to decide if it's right or not. Does it feel right? What's your intuition telling you? Listen to your gut instinct. Literally, like, if your gut is telling you something isn't right, listen to it, because it's always right. Always. I can't tell you how many times I've had a gut instinct about something, and I followed my gut and I was right. It's like, your higher self is trying to tell you things, but you have to listen and you have to act upon it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna end with this story, okay? Talking about change, we pulled that motion card and it talked about change and how people don't usually change unless things are uncomfortable. And so lobsters, and here I'm going to tell it in the accent too. Lobsters. You get a lobster, and they grow, but then the shell doesn't grow. So then they have to get out of that old shell, and then they have to they bump up on rocks, and they're itching and scratching, and then they finally bust open, and they get out, and they're kind of a vulnerable little lobster, because they don't have a hard shell anymore. But you know what? Then the shell gets real hard, and they grow into a bigger, better, nicer lobster. And so, with change, it's hard, and it's not always easy, but you have to do it so you become bigger and better lobsters. So there you go. Oh, so everybody, be a lobster, be a better lobster, and go out there and change. And if you're uncomfortable about a situation, it means you need to change. If you feel like something just isn't right, it means that you need to change. And so with that, blessed be. Good night, everybody. I love that you tune in, and please continue to do so. Subscribe to my YouTube if you would. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions for Madam or any of the Skeleton Key Witches, you can always contact us at skeletonkey.witches@gmail.com. And I will be, oh, hey, Charles, nice to see you. Blessed be. And I will be back on Wednesday with Madam After Dark at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll talk a little bit about BDSM. Always a fun topic. So good night, everyone.